Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back for another Trevor Henderson video. NecrosVideos, the only Trevor Henderson channel that does not use arrows in his thumbnails. Just kidding, I'm not a Trevor Henderson channel. This is Misty Guest 3 and it's a new addition to the Trevor Henderson Giants pack. You can see it looks really strange, pretty much having no face, just a divot that looks like it somewhat resembles a mouth. We also have this nasty green texture for skin, and these strange protrusions coming out the back of his body. This is definitely one of the bigger Trevor Henderson creatures, being roughly the same size as Birdwatcher, which is pretty damn impressive. But of course, just like every other NPC, it pales in comparison to the Behemoth, which just completely towers over everything else. This NPC in particular is really good at fighting NPCs because he has very specific moves that he only does with other NPCs, whether it be attacks or even something far greater. He can also summon corrupted versions of Web Kraken as well as other NPCs. So let's go ahead and take a closer look now and see exactly what the Misty Guest 3 has in his, well, wherever he keeps stuff. If anyone suggested this, you'll be down below. If you want to suggest a mod, guys, let me know by leaving it in the comments or on my Discord page in the description. Let's now dive in. Hey guys, how's it going? So you can see Misty Guest 3 is pretty damn big. I know he didn't seem all that large from flying around using no clip, of course, but when we actually just sit here on the ground, you really get a good sense of the scale that this NPC is at. And also, having 100,000 health is definitely going to be pretty difficult to take down. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We're probably not going to be able to kill this guy. But we don't know if we don't try, right? So I'm using arc weapons, which is pretty much what I use in every video. Let's go ahead and see what he can do. So he has a few attacks that, like I said before in the overview, are very specific. I forgot to turn off disable. Alright, we're good to go. So the weird thing about Misty Guest is that you see his rear legs go in front of his front legs. That just looks really strange. What is that? Oh, it's a death ray. Lovely. Alright, so now we can already see some of the creepy NPCs that he spawns. This is the Country Road creature, which we've done a showcase on. If you want to check it out in the top right corner. Guys, it's been a while since we've done a Trevor Henderson video, which is why I thought it's a good time to do it. And we're getting ravaged by the Country Road creature. But we can see there's the corrupted Web Kraken. You can definitely tell it's corrupted because Web Kraken isn't usually nasty green. You know what? It actually does match the Misty Guest, so I guess that's appropriate. So he spawns these NPCs, which in my opinion are more dangerous than him himself when he's not shooting mists of red death at us. We can see that we just kind of get cluster banged by all the different NPCs, and well, Misty Guest isn't really a problem. I mean, it's a problem because he spawns them, but the NPC himself, that looked very suspicious. The NPC himself just is not all that threatening when he's just walking around. I mean, these have really good homing range. Like, look at this. I mean, pretty easy to dodge, but then there's another one. And we didn't die for some reason. Okay, when you're in no clip, guys, you don't get killed by it, which is kind of strange. Alright, enough talking. Let's go ahead and start shooting this guy. We could see we're not really doing anything. And that's kind of what I expected, guys. The last time I did a showcase on a Trevor Henderson Giant, we couldn't really kill it. And this one probably isn't going to be all that different. So we might have to just move on to the NPC battle portion of the video, which, by the way, there is a very specific move he does only with other NPCs, which is why I'm super excited. He's trying to do like a bit of a headbutt, it looks like, but yeah, it's not doing much. Now, he does have a version of himself where he does not spawn any NPCs, and I think that's going to be the one we're going to take a look at. However, it's still cool to kind of have the other one where you can kind of have like a bit of a raid boss. That also might help him in the NPC battles, but we can see when it's just him by himself, well, he's kind of stuck right now. But he really does just focus on the weird, slow homing red mist. However, I do think he has a few melee attacks. Once we get in range, he'll probably just execute us like most. Oh, yep. I don't know what that was, but we died from it. No execution on this one, guys. Just a simple, very powerful, very big Chongus. Other than that, that's pretty much all there is to it. But there is a few interesting things when he gets a bit weaker. But in order to see that, we're going to have to face him off against his brethren, which is the other Trevor Henderson giant. So you can see we have day 18 with 75,000 health versus Mr. Misty Guest, which has 100,000. So Misty Guest does have the advantage, but will that be enough to win him the battle? Let's find out. Alright guys, and that was his ultimate move he just did. He slams all 4 of his feet down and does colossal damage to NPCs, and for some reason, us. Overall though, it definitely looks like Misty Guest is pretty good at NPC fights. So let's try something a bit more intense. Here we have Sky Tentacles, which is absolutely blinding me. Guys, sorry if you have a bright monitor. But this one should be interesting. Sky Tentacles has a few cool, interesting tricks up his tentacles. Let's see if Misty Guest can keep up. And there you have it. That really did not take long at all. We can see, oh, that was a bit of a closer match than the last one. So Sky Tentacles put up a pretty good fight. Alright guys, let's go to something a bit more new. We have the Sky Screamer. This is more of like, well, let's say if Sky Tentacles had a cousin who had a brother who had a son, this would kind of be him. Well, let's see if more tentacles means more better. And we can see that no, it doesn't, because Misty Guest pretty much absolutely destroyed. I think he activated his special ability. I notice every time he gets to that threshold where he does his ultimate attack, the NPCs just kind of die. So this might be one of the strongest Trevor Henderson NPCs in terms of NPC battles. We're gonna have to put it to the ultimate test. We have the Behemoth, which has 1 million health versus a measly little wimpy 100,000. Honestly, I think Behemoth is gonna wreck, but there's no way to find out unless I shut my mouth and do the battle. Alright guys, so you can see that wasn't very... Oh, what? That wasn't very fair because he didn't even start attacking until really late. Look at his health! How did Misty Guest do that much damage in that short amount of time? Alright, you know what? Now I'm invested. We're gonna do a rematch, and maybe Misty Guest will put up a bigger fight this time. Alright guys, I tried spawning them a bit further away, but unfortunately Behemoth is pretty much the entire size of Flatgrass, so it's kind of hard to separate them, but I did as best as I could. Let's see if this is any better for Misty Guest. Alright guys, there we go. It looks like whenever Behemoth does that weird, like, moving his mouth attack, it just kind of destroys. It was so close. Like, we're at 67,000 health, which I know is like 60 or 70% of Misty Guest's health, but that's pretty good. Overall guys, I think the Misty Guest is a really cool NPC. I honestly like his design. He has a bit more texture compared to other NPCs from the Trevor Henderson lineup. And he can definitely hold his own in NPC fights. We can see he really got close to defeating the Behemoth, which I think was just freaking amazing. So good job on you, Joel, for making an amazing new addition. And good job on you, Misty Guest, for being a top contender. If you guys like what you saw, leave a like down below or subscribe. You guys know what to do. And leave a comment, let me know what you want to see in the next video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this until the end. Let me know what you want to see in the next video by commenting it down below or in my Discord page. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Until next time, farewell. Hey guys, as always, click on the left to see my last video, and on the right you'll see a random video on the channel. Down below I have all my socials. Thanks for watching until the end, and until next time.